Hello, I'm going to explain how to set up a rotary tool job here on Aspire, or you can do it on Vcarve Pro too. Well, first you have to know that your work is not going to set up the same way you do all your works with this, the create new file. You need to do it by a gadget. So to set up the job, first go to the gadgets, you go to wrapping, and here you're gonna have these options. We're gonna set up this rapid job setup. Okay, here you have the options how to set up your job on a on a cylinder. Well, first you have the length of your cylinder, the diameter of your cylinder, which units you are going to use, millimeters or inches, and this is the important part. How is the cylinder set up? Okay, let's say we have 15 centimeters cylinder by 50 millimeters diameter cylinder. Now, which one of these are going to use? That depends on how you set up your material. If you set up your material along the y-axis, you're going to set it with this setup. That means the cylinder is going to rotate on the y-axis. If you set up your material along the x-axis, you're going to set up with this instead. Now, this is the same as you use on the normal setup. I recommend you use this one on the top left corner. And let's say we have it along the y-axis in the corner, and this is very important. If you set up your job with this, the 0 on the C, the 0 is on top of the material, and because of the material is not precise, you're gonna have some inconsistencies when you're working with the toolpath. So it's much better to work with this, the 0 in the middle of the center of the material. Now, which one of these two are going to make? This one is for making spiral wraps, and this is going to be for cylindrical wraps. That's the one we are going to use in this case. Let's spray OK, and we have the normal setup, like a normal job. What's the difference? The difference is this toolpath is going to be wrapped around the axis that we set up on the first screen. With that setup, we have two layers that we don't have in the normal jobs. The first layer is the two rails, sweep rails. If you see, there are two lines here, two blue lines. Okay, that lines are going to be our guides. This is the wrapping axis. So everything we do, we're going to do it along these lines. And the other, it's only a bounding box for the. It's like a reference for the job. Now, let's see. You can start working with your toolpath as normally as you do. For example, if we set up a little box here, and let's say we're gonna make a normal pocket in this area. Let's say the pocket is 4 millimeters. Now we have an end mill, 4 millimeters. Let's put that in this like that. Press calculate, and if you can see your job, it's a normal job. Okay, view preview the toolpath. you're not gonna have a normal job. But because this is a wrapping job, you can preview how the toolpath it's wrapping around the cylinder. And to see that, let's put this together so we can see it. You're gonna have to go to toolpath drawing, and then you have two options: wrap the values around the Y and around the the X. So in this case we use the Y-axis to be the rotary axis for our tool. So it's gonna be wrapped around X. We select that, and you can see the toolpath. If you can see, there is a little line here because the toolpath is not all the way. Okay, to keep working we have to wrap off the toolpath. Okay, let's open this. You can also have it a little more outside the boundaries. So when you calculate again this toolpath, it's outside the boundaries. So if I preview this work, this line is going to disappear. And of course, if we put the toolpath drawing again, we're going to see it like this, without that line. Okay, basically you have the ability to make any kind of toolpath here, and it's wrapped around that circle. Let's say if we are going to have a text here. Okay, let's say we're going to have this text here. It's a little small. Okay, now we can do a pocket here with this, or maybe a carve. Let's say the engraving is 3 millimeters. We have a 45-degree vivid. Calculate, and you're gonna see your engraving right there. Okay, and of course, if you go to the toolpath drawing and wrap it again, there you have it. Now, one thing I notice when I do this, it's, I don't know why, but if you are putting, for example, this text, and you see the preview looks okay. But I don't know why, when I export the toolpath, this text came like if it's flipped. So you have to flip this text around the y-axis so you can have it right. Maybe it's a bug, maybe, I don't know, something it's happening with the processing for this text. Now, another important thing here is how did you export the toolpath? Okay, to exporting these toolpaths, you're gonna have to use a different setup. Normally, you're gonna have, for example, this match to ATC or the match to ARCs, millimeter exports, but you have these two, wrap X, wrap Y, with millimeters and inches. This is the one you're gonna use for mapping in this case we're going to map the x-axis around the a-axis. So for this job we're going to use this one. We're going to wrap x to a on millimeters, and this is the one you're going to use to save these toolpaths. Well, basically this is a simple setup to use the rotary tool. Maybe I'm gonna make some other tutorials so you can see how to work with rails to make different wrappings around these jobs. But it's not that difficult. Okay? Well, that's it. See you. Bye bye. Thank you for watching.